Greetings, glorious comrades, and welcome back to Syndicalist India. I'm your host, Kelvin, where we're currently trying out demilitarization as our economy still stabilizes in the post-collectivization setup here. It's struggling. It's still going to take a while, but hey, it'll get there. It'll get there. Electric pumped water, go. No, there's nothing we can touch with that yet. Yeah, modern pharmaceuticals haven't really been invented yet, so those kind of suck. Alright, I have a couple of things to still try and build here. I was going to say, I have no power plants in these, and that's unacceptable. Every state needs power. Alright, so for the next 5 years, I may be, relatively speaking, incapable of declaring war. Because I don't know what this is going to do. Truth be told, I'm not too worried. It should be fine, though. It should be fine. Alright. Okay. I'm making some plans. Because I am a little bit worried that we have effectively lost political dynamism. You know. Which isn't great. Opposed to the current regime of our country. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of worried it might leave me a little too open to the great powers, but we'll see. Like I said, for now, I'm okay. Things are fine. I've been kind of riding on some razor edges, though, with economic instability, because, yeah, we kind of had a complete stock market wipeout when we abolished the stock market. On the plus side, let's see. Alright, so what did that actually do for me? Dove politics. Ah, yes, there we are. So yeah, our army fucking sucks now, and will suck for the next 5 years. On the plus side, though, we now will lose about 10 from me a year. It's falling, though, but still. That'll help burn us off all this excess infamy. Alright. Still in ultramilitarism, though. Don't ask too many questions. Okay. So, next up. I can get away with state media. Which I think I will. Yeah. At this point, labor consciousness really seems like it's an all or nothing thing, and if it's at 100%, the communists just kind of seem inevitable. But we are actually reasonably close to being able to, like, set it to 0. And then we'll see how the communists continue to fare. I'm not saying we're necessarily going to leave communism. As far as I'm concerned, as long as the investment pool is increasing, then whatever economic system we're on is functionally fine. You know? Like, I've got as much construction as I feasibly can right now, and we're building. I'm not sure we're building anything of any actual value, but we're building random shit. I'm sure most of it will end up just closing, and that's fine. You know? Yeah, the petrochemical industries kind of suck right now. Eventually we'll get the magical technology of ethylene, and then we can start making plastic from oil. Alright. Yeah, standard of living's holding nicely. Alright, wow, the currency's jumped right the heck back up. Well, that's good to see. Okay, our currency is just unstable. The trade balance is fine. Yeah. Or one or more incident, yeah. In a couple of years that will go away and it'll be okay again, but yeah. We'll see. Dynam buys our currency. It is worth noting that we aren't actually fully collectivized like you would be in vanilla. The minimum worker-owned level currently is 60%. I would have to get to level 5 economic affairs in order to achieve that. And I'm not actually sure I can. I'm actually questioning if it's a bug in the mod. You know? Because I feel like I'm definitely missing a tech somewhere that should give me the extra level. That I should have. At a bare minimum, I should have one more level, if not like 2 more levels. Yeah. It's tough to say. But it's fine. For now, anyway. Alright. Okay. Let's begin researching compression ignition now. Art Silk is going to roll over. And then start on electric railways. So, yep, 25 months. So the hope here is that we really only need 1,500 or 15,000 points. And we'll get there. Alright. I've been trying to update a few things here and there where it is a good idea to actually do so. The publishing industry did get offset printing, so that's something. Okay. But unfortunately, there's not a ton that where it's actually a good idea to do. We'll see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's going to be urban buildings. Because Lord knows I would love nothing more than automatic power looms, you know? I think I can't really get that until I have the oil turbine, though. At a bare minimum. And maybe, you know, after I go on a murdering spree out in the Middle East and collect some oil. Alright. We now have state media. Alright. Oh, wow, 97. Not bad, given we're at negative 86. Like, if I just pass a few levels of suffrage at this point, we're there, you know? And that might actually break a little bit of the hold that the communists have. I'm figuring it should reduce their movements. And the movements seem to draw people to specific things, right? It doesn't really tell me what, you know, actually is good or bad on that front, so it's kind of tough to tell. But the fact that it puts, the socialist movements here under labor consciousness suggests to me that this number affects the strength of these movements, But that's just me trying my damnedest to intuit whatever the hell this mod is trying to do. Which I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy. On the plus side, the telephone switchboards are coming up soon, so maybe I'll just relax. Well, the telephone switchboards come through. So, the premium motor I set up a while ago with a couple of monopoly rights. Yeah, I do have the ability to do a lot more monopoly rights. Hypothetically, anyway. Oh shit, ta-ta. Oh my god, I'm a moron. Right, that's why I didn't need this. Still. It's probably fine. I can tear it down later. I screwed up, though. Like a moron. That's okay. Yeah. I forgot, in my defense, it's really weird that my clothing company is also the motor and steel company. And I will never be used to that. Oh. Alright. Yeah, it doesn't look like I can really do a whole lot. Warsaw, nice. Okay. Yeah. Trade units seem relatively suppressed there, and there, and there. Yeah. Alright. But yeah, I think I'm just going to wait for the telephone switchboards at this point. Which should hopefully come out, and then we'll see about getting the labor consciousness down. Alright. But yeah, compression ignition, I'm just really hoping we can get that in and do well with it. I'm not sure if we actually have any spots for geothermal plants. They are very good, I think, though. 252 for 400. That's something. Vacuum distillation is a 5. Okay, yeah, thermal cracking those is 6, so we're not getting better oil distillation yet. Which is unfortunate. Although, to be fair, I think I need to secure more oil. Yeah, like, I know everything's just kind of burning in the background and the economy is struggling. And a lot of buildings should probably end up, firing people or whatever. I truly refuse to believe that this is not as good. Like, what are you paying laborers? Only 8. Wow, that's shockingly little. God, that is shockingly little. Okay, the electric sewing machines. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to try and force through the electric sewing machine now. It really is more of a be damned to the consequences. New money. Like, we should hopefully be able to scale up our power production to meet the demand. You know? I hope. God, do I hope. Alright. So we've stabilized for now, which is fine. Good. Alright. Early aviation. Yeah. Another T4 tech. We have still 4 more T4s here to go. Gosh dang. Yeah. These are the last 2 to research after central planning, so we're kind of catching up on society a bit. Legitimately might go for like penicillin, mass culture, and all that. It's good options. Alright, we're getting a higher innovation cap too, so let me just expand a new university here in Punjab. Because why not? Okay. At this point, like, the academics are going to be such a small part of my budget, I don't really give a crap. Yeah. Like I said, I feel like my goal is actually to try and collect a little less in taxes, if I can. Because I don't need this money. And the ability for me to just kind of roll out a consumption tax when I need it, if I need it, you know, it exists. For example, I can just tax fine art, which as far as I know, only people above, oh, never mind. I was going to say, only people above 30 need. Above 15, above 10, yeah, above 11. Yeah, luxury items needs. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. On a side note, how are our urban centers doing? They have barely any employment. Everything is too expensive. We can up to modern health care. I guess I might as well at this point. Everywhere should now have access to electricity, so... Alright, that's slowing down our population decline. Luckily, for the most part, our birth rate stopped declining at 25, so it's not too bad. Alright. The army is still defunded. God. The minus 40% military employment is actually devastating. As that does basically have the strength of our each individual unit. You know? Yeah. Shouldn't have too much trouble continuing to climb our literacy rate and education and all that. Only 136 uncapped. It's not really hired anyone yet. Fair enough. Carry on. Alright, I'm hopeful that we have less than a year to compression ignition. That would be ideal. If we can swing that. God. Let me modernize my economy. Our GDP per capita is not great. Only 11. Yeah. That's the thing. We are going to be in fairly desperate need of oil. Like, desperate enough that I think I actually attacked Great Britain for its Middle Eastern holdings. Isfahan just has tons of metal. Instead of taking like the rest of the Raj. Which does not feel right, but we'll see. Burning a lot of infamy at least. I might not have to worry too much more. Sooner or later, the great powers are going to research the decolonization technology. Oh shit, I didn't see funded research projects in here. Interesting, that's new. Another 50% to society tech, good. But yeah, there's decolonization. And that will cause basically them to get a series of nasty events, but also, in general, all of their vassals will break free. This will more or less put an end to a lot of the British Empire and its ability to resist. If we need to assert ourselves more locally. Rotary valve minimum. Yeah, I wish we had enough lubricant. But I only have 35 oil refineries. Our oil industry is so small. They're just not even staffed. I don't even know where we're getting our oil from. Because last I checked, I did have a car industry, right? Like, I thought I did. Okay. Let's see, that's demanding a fair bit of oil, but it's apparently just not profitable for our oil refineries, which I think are also here. Well, apparently it's not even profitable to go on to, like, the boilers or anything. But that continues to be an electricity issue. But yeah, it's also going to make, like, actually switching over to compression ignition really hard. On the other hand, maybe not. I think the main important one that I'll be able to switch over will be coal. Like, if I can get this onto the diesel pumps, that will give me apparently an extra 1,600 coal. Fuck. Yeah, no, that's not going to help at all. That's barely going to make a fucking dent. That is barely going to make a dent in my needs. Anyway, hey, Punjab. Telephone switchboard, please. Decline. Do I still have my alliance with the Prussians? I do. For 8 more years, too. Listen, I don't really want to get involved in this war. I know you're gonna make me, though. I mean... Sure. But you're not gonna merge the party. Like, I can get all of the pluses I want. It doesn't matter. I have far too many. I'm demilitarized, unfortunately. Yeah. So anyway, where was I? Right. Alright, let's move up our suffrage institution. We also now have openings in media regulation. I'd rather not increase my populist movement attraction. Thank you. Each level's 682, so that's fair. It's really cheap to do this one because like minus 85%, but we'll see. Yeah, minus 88% right now. Just a couple levels of suffrage, and then the labor consciousness should be 0. We'll see what happens. I mean, yeah, if it's not broken, why fix it? Like... Alright, electric railways unlocked. 4 months to compression ignition. Alright. Oh good. We're gonna get some better operas and ballets. That sounds a little sarcastic, but no, it's good. Oh shit, Nethylene's spreading nice. Cross that one off the list. Yeah. I mean, at least some of our things here can get a little bit of a bump. Dye plantations should definitely be on rail transit. Hey guys, rail log carts. Refrigerated rail cars. Hey, any labor saving we can do is a blessing. Alright. Liberal consciousness. Literacy rate, yeah. Mm-hmm. 119 weeks to get to 4, so 2 years. By all means, let's just collect some more fucking loyalists. Oh, France. Hold on. France actually added war goals against me. Never the fuck mind. Back up, back up, back up. France actually added war goals against us. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. I'm sorry, I kind of just expected this to, you know, be another nothing burger. Return French Carnatic. Now, unfortunately, we're not in great military shape. I don't know how much of our demilitarization have we gotten through. Great, so our army is functionally only approximately 1/3 the size it should be. 7 siege artillery. Well, it explains what's trying to consume radios. Oh, and apparently we also had some lancers. Alright. Go for it. Alright. But yeah, no, that keeps me in the war indefinitely, so. Where the hell are my navies is a solid question. Unsurprisingly, they're not really ready for service at this point. Don't even have dreadnoughts yet, which might be a problem. Still, we'll probably be fine. Let's get things sort of dusted off a bit. It's going to be a while. Like, we are not in great shape to help, but on the other hand, it looks like Prussia's just going to kind of crush through. So maybe it won't be a problem, you know? It's pretty wild seeing plus 68 there. The French are currently fighting the British. Alright, so that'll be the last European treaty port, which is very nice. India's getting closer to being united. Alright. Cancel elections. Other voices should also be heard. Let's also maybe get that up. Alright. Any increase we can do is pretty good. Alright. 10 weeks to compression ignition. Like I say, I'm pretty hesitant to actually commit very much right now because I know we're kind of in trouble militarily due to the whole demilitarization thing. I am not particularly helpful right now. Let's relax for a bit. Alright. 2.3 billion seems to be kind of our new maximum output, you know? hypothetically there's electric engines, but that's pretty rough. I think we'll probably end up with diesels. You know, and eventually even turbo diesel. And that becomes the good shit. Alright. But yeah, unfortunately my troops are pretty close to useless, so I'm not sure if there's really much I can do. By all means. I should probably maybe slow them down a little bit. They are running away with incredible voting, but we'll see. Like I say, I might end up dismantling them completely here with this. Stacking political rigidity. Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, it's decaying pretty hard now. Alright. Good. Bongo. Yeah, the power plant's certainly trying. Alright, it's compression ignition time. So, I think the order of priority is first the coal mines. Get it? Yeah? Yeah. You know what? Also the gold mines. There. Let's start with that. Just to prime things a little bit, you know? Like, it's a struggle for us to get the fuel, so... But the good news is electricity should now be made cheaper. Not really by much, huh? Yeah. Like I say, it's going to be a bit of a tough thing to get all this going, but... I guess in the end, we don't have that many of those, so... I guess that's part of the reason we're in this mess. Yeah, you can't do diesel pump yet, that's fine though. Okay. Barbed wire fence, refrigerated rail cars. Yeah, let's go combustion ignition tractors. Save as much labor as we can. Tooling workshops need to go to rotary valve. Let's go. Whoa. Clicking on that was a bit of a problem. Diesels and rotary valve, go. Alright. Lord knows that has cooked our market a fair bit. Wow. Yeah. Engine prices are literally zeroing out. Not bad. By the end of the day, I consider that a win. That just means, you know, people can move into other industries. It's just, it's tough having this many people and so little resources. Like, that's the thing going on right now. before too long, eventually, the others might get annexed as well. Humiliate Argentina and transfer Liberia. Of course. Lord knows, half of this region's American puppets for all I know. The Americans are also fighting the British. Yeah. Württemberg has fallen. Yeah. So now if Baden also falls, those two are done. Bavaria will have to lose its capital, but it looks like it will pretty quickly. Alright. Like I said, the longer I can stay out of actually participating, the better. Since, you know, things are not great right now. We're getting better. But it's definitely not great. Alright. So yeah. There's now an incredible demand for the oil. Maybe the oil refinery will actually hire some people. Looks like it's trying. Yeah. We need to ideally get up onto catalytic cracking. Oh yeah, suffrage to 2. Labor consciousness is dropping. Alright. But yeah, getting Karnak is always good. I'm very happy that that's managed to come out of this. Alright, so there goes Baden and Württemberg in that fight by the looks of it. Nope. Never mind, the Japanese will retreat. They will live to see another day. I might need to pour my troops in there. Or otherwise attempt some landings. Even if landings, you know, fail, it'll still pull troops and distract them. I can't be forced out of the war, so I'm hesitant to commit, but because our troops are just so painfully out of date at this point for sure. Yeah, modern art and then the gold exchange standard. You know, as far as national capacity goes, where are we sitting at? Gotta wonder. Yeah, world currency. Like, we're a close third. It's not bad. Hopefully as we, you know, oilify our economy. After I murder my way into the British region. Collect some of that. Things will get better. Feared but not loved. Come on, Venezuela. Reduce my infamy, please. No, they did not. Bastards. Oh, they did. Holy shit. Nice. Alright, -10 for me. Good stuff. Alright. Yeah. Bavaria's capital's almost fallen. It's down to just plus 32, though. Alright. I have waited pretty much, I think, as long as I can, reasonably, to give my time for my army and navy to recover as much as possible from the demilitarization. Alright. We're going to send out the armies and the navies. In order to try and pull as many troops off here as possible and give them the breathing room they need to actually push through. Alright. Oh wow, labor cost is back up to 2. It's trying its hardest. Yep. Alright. But yeah, it's still plummeting pretty aggressively. And I think at any point in time we're just one more level of suffrage away. So. Or media regulation. Which, now if I could pass the promote state religion one would be pretty good. You know? It should actually convert some people, since I actually have the institution. Alright. Mm-hmm. 45% Sikh, not bad. Almost majority. Alright. Ooh, what a lag spike. Okay. Oof. Well, good luck out there. The Army and Navy are almost here to try and help pull some more off. One more battle in Bavaria knocks them out of the war. One more successful battle in Baden will knock out Württemberg and Baden. Like, Prussia is inordinately close right now. Alright, so that's Bavaria down. That there should be Bavaria down. The Prussians have 4 invasions along their northern coastline. Oh boy. Oh no, just 3. Britain has 2. Fair enough. But yeah. Or not, I guess. Or not, they just haven't won the battle yet. So close. Yeah, there you go. Alright, that should effectively knock the Bavarians out of the war. Alright. The French fleets are doing their best to hold us back. We'll see how well they do. They're wounded from fighting the British, which is excellent and helpful, given our out-of-date Navy tech. Alright. Okay. The one defeated. The British might even win that. We'll see. I'm going to say one victorious battle in Baden. Away from cleaning up the last German miners. Oh, holy shit. Alsace-Lorraine is fully occupied now. Well, it doesn't actually knock the French out, unfortunately, but it's a good sign, at least. Well, you guys shouldn't be able to sit there forever. Hurry up. So there we are, finally. Okay, it looks like the French fleet may be... Wow, just pure destroyers, okay. So they're modern, but they thankfully have no capital ships, so... It looks like we'll be alright in the end. Alright. Well, the landings are now underway, so... There's only so far a token resistance. Which isn't the most shocking, given... You know... the fact that the French are a little bit overextended right now. Alright. The fall of the Bavarians should help a little bit. If this landing set fails, I think I'd then make a move on to Liberia and Argentina. It should be a little bit easier to attack there, and that will help get the Americans out of the war. But I think in general we're actually going to complete these landings not unopposed, but at all. You know? I don't know if you actually... There you go. Following the landings, the goal is Paris. There we are, suffrage to 3. Yeah, that'll keep it nice and low. Alright. I don't know. We'll see. The communists apparently are still pretty powerful and should be, according to the game, so it's tough to say. Alright, the Bavarians are almost out. It may even be possible to just force out the, like, Baden. We'll see, though. Yeah. Just a few more weeks for the Bavarians. Alright. Trying to stack the relative military deck, but I don't think that's going to work too well. Alright. Landing progress is 25%, landing progress is 25%. if these guys can't hold, then... Like, if Lorraine and French Comté both fall, it also will function just fine, as that will separate the Baden front. And encircle it. Damn, panic retreat. Alright, meteor egg to 3. The last monarchists. Yep. Monarchism's complete. Good. Yeah, I think it says... Okay, yeah, they are getting weaker now. It's just taking a lot of labor consciousness reduction to get them there. You know? Alright. We might actually see a little bit more political dynamism, which I'm hopeful for. Ethylene unlocked. Nice. So that means plastics are in. Petrochemicals. Yeah. Lead acid batteries. Go for it. Electric arc. Rotary valve. Polyethylene synthesis. Good. Expressionist ballet. Late romantic opera. Yeah. Shut it down. All right. One more successful battle there, and we're through. $75 to 28, not bad. It's actually 66 to 17, which should be good enough. Yeah. Laggy as hell. Let's give them some support equipment, you know? Keep their morale as high as we can. Ugh, a blunder. Yeah, we're getting demoralized far too heavily here. Other things I can do to try and help. Raise, everyone gets pay increase. Alright. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. They'll hold us at the bay. Luckily, the British look like they have succeeded in their landing. So I'm not sure it matters too much. That's not. the 11th hour they held us back at Normandy. Okay, you guys have to maintain your presence, but you're done attacking, I think. I need that extra 10% offense for sure. Alright. Morale's recovered pretty decently. We gotta hope that we can push in. It's looking good. Alright. Every week that passes, we do get incrementally a tiny bit stronger, so it's nice. Now, unfortunately, because they did do a successful defense, we still have to win 2 battles. Quite enough, but at any point in time, the French are sometimes just one battle away from disaster, and it's kind of hilarious to watch and see. They've been holding on by the skin of their teeth. I gotta give them that. All right. Even our morale's not able to hold at this point. God, that's brutal. I've given them as much as I can. We'll win this one, and then I think I'm going to relax maybe for a bit and let them recover. You know? Well, no. They took a lot more casualties than we did. No. As long as the absolute numbers are roughly the same, it should be fine. Our morale recovery rate's good. We're back up and ready. That camouflage, though, I don't think we can break through. Logistics secured really helps, but... And they failed once again to take Baden. It's really amazing to just kind of watch the French be so close. Alright, just hold and defend. Okay. Like, yeah. Now, I don't really want to keep attacking right now. Let's get our guys to reorg after the battle. They'll have the machine gun, which will give them an extra 5 offense. And upgrade our artillery to siege. That's going to cause some equipment issues, but I'm pretty sure at this point we can kind of start rolling out radio production. Alright, looks like the electrics industry, or electronic parts industry rather, needs to start making the vacuum tubes. We gotta have our plastics industry go, you know? We gotta get it started. Retreat. Get your support equipment in. Recover for a bit. And we'll try again. Like, we're luckily still only one victory away, so I want to, give it the old college try. Like, get our shit together at maximum. So, get our offensive stat up. Oh, yeah, right. Switzerland's actually in this war, aren't they? Always forget that. Alright. I guess you guys should also get your machine guns. That will help. Alright. Yeah, they've managed to they just pulled more troops to come deal with us, so unfortunately, I don't think we can really do much more. I think we are stalled out of any potential or successful landings here. Alright, I think we engage the backup operation then. It sucks because I'm so fucking close. But in multiple places at multiple times, the French have successfully held on by a single battle. To which I say, good job, honestly. It's frustrating on my part, but good job for the French. We'll knock the Americans out of the war. Argentina and Liberia should be relatively lightly defended. Should be able to get in there, and we'll be okay. In the meantime, though, thank you everyone for watching. I've been your Kevin, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, folks. Have a good night.